About when Adam was very little, he had trouble pronouncing certain words, including the word yogurt. So when he would ask his parents for a petit falou or a muller corner, he would, in fact, ask them for a clogget, which is adorable, isn't it? It's hard to see what's gone wrong since then. After his brothers, I thought I'd cast my net a bit wider, and I won't tell you who described Adam as the biggest faffer of all time, but it rhymes with smothering door. Now, traditionally, you should include in the best man speech some salacious stories from the stag do, but I'm pleased to report that apart from us all seeing quite a lot more of Adam's backside than we really wanted to on Saturday morning, he was very well behaved. Although he did manage to get the entire contents of a nightclub thrown out at once, which is something remarkable. I've never heard of it being done before. Very impressive. So I thought I'd cast my mind back a little bit further and try and think of a big story to share with you. And I'm now going to tell you about the only time I've ever seen Adam high on drugs. Now there's a lot of tension in the room right now. I can assure you it's not as bad as it sounds. So basically this story about Adam begins, as many stories about Adam do, with him showing off. It was the first week of university and we went to play football in a football tournament at the Exeter University Sports Park. Now, we're all on the sidelines, just the boys from our halls basically, and we were on the sidelines warming up. By warming up I mean we were drinking Lucozade and eating paracetamol. Someone offered Adam some paracetamol, but he gave it the big I am. He was like, no, I don't need painkillers. Just suffer through the pain. Which is something he continued to do for years after. He doesn't do that anymore, do you? Now, Adam, being Adam, he decides to go for the spectacular. This cross comes in, and he decides he's going to do a bicycle kick. Now, when Wayne Rooney performs a bicycle kick, he makes contact with the ball and goes flying into the top corner of the net. When Adam did it, it dribbled out someone near the corner flag, and he collapsed in a kind of crumpled, whimpering heap on the ground. He didn't even touch the ball. So he's lying on the ground. It becomes very clear that he's quite badly hurt as he goes to hospital, and I'd like to tell you that I went with him in the ambulance because I'm a good friend and I'm an empathetic person. Not true. I went because I lost a game of fives. So in the ambulance we go to the Exeter A&E, and it's a place you've actually visited several times, isn't it? Yeah. It's the first names terms with the admissions nurse. So we go into the A&E, and the first thing that you do in A&E is you see a triage nurse usually. So we see the triage nurse, and she's really nice, and she says, "Well, Mr. Adams, pretty clearly, Mr. Ryman, Mr. Adam. Only I call you Mr. Adam." So she says, we think you've probably got a broken wrist, so we're going to send you off for an X-ray now. Are you in any pain at all? At which point Adam goes, "Yes." And she says, "Okay, would you like some kind of painkiller?" And he looks at me because he knows that I know that 2 hours ago he's given it all that. And he doesn't need painkillers. And then he goes, "Yes, please." So she gives him this painkiller, and honest to God, it's like a gobstopper. It's like that big. And it's pink, and who knows what was in it, but probably cold and more paracetamol, ibuprofen, I don't know. But anyway, she gives it to Adam, he glugs it down with some water, and we go to wait in the waiting room. Now, I don't know if it's because there was nothing else in Adam's stomach but the previous night's kebab, but this painkiller hits him like a sledgehammer. He's high as a kite. He's burbling, dribbling, everything. A mess. So we go into the waiting room. Usually hospital waiting rooms are very dull places, but you would never seen someone as amused as Adam was that day. So he managed to find himself something to read, a book. You may have heard of it. It's a bit of a classic. It's called "What Noise Does the Cow Make?" So Adam's reading this book, and he's reading it to himself. I don't have to read it to him or anything like that. And he's reading to himself, and quite a simple premise, I have to say. Page 1, what noises the pig make? Oink, oink. It's a lovely picture of a pig. And Adam's reading it to himself, and he's reading it out loud. And not only is he reading it out loud, he's also making the noises of the animals, and then laughing hysterically at the noises he just made. So he's going through the book, gets to the last page, it's the dramatic denouement of the story, if you like. And I think we can probably get him out of retirement and get him to make the noise. Adam, what noise does the cow make? Ooh. Very good. Now, as funny as we all found that, he found it about 10 times funnier on the day. Now, I love that story because I think it has everything. It has the hubris of a young man reaching beyond his meagre abilities. It has drama, and it has, most importantly, it has barnyard noises. But it's also the first time that Anne and I bonded, and I would say that we've been friends ever since that day. In the interim time, I assume we've had some great nights out, because I can't remember any of them. We've played more games of FIFA than I think is really appropriate for two grown men. We've perfected the art of cooking bangers and mash, and all in all, you have been a tremendously good friend to me, even putting a roof over my head on occasion. And that's why I'm so delighted that you have found someone who is so clearly your perfect partner, someone who is beautiful and funny and intelligent, and has the massive reserves of patience required to make you a wonderful wife for many happy years. So I'd like you all to please stand and join me in drinking one last toast to the bride and groom.
Woo!